everybody, welcome. My name is Terry and welcome to my channel Terry W, getting back to healthy on Weight Watchers. And this is my hubby, Mr. Jerry, aka Jerry. And today is a special one. It is our monthly collab. It is our No Tag Tuesday. And so you'll be seeing this on Tuesday, even though we're recording it not on Tuesday, but it will be Tuesday. This is September 11th, so please never forget that. And then by the time you see this, somebody's going to be a year older. So anyways, first of all, I want to say thank you to Val Reese for supplying these questions. It is back to school tag or a school tag. I wasn't for sure which one, so I'm just going to say back to school tag. There are 10 questions. This is always fun to do, and of course in the description there will be a link to everybody else who is participating. Please go check them out and find more about them and their answers. So we're just going to get right to this. It's been the last minute thing that we're doing this. So number one, if you had to take one class in any school, what would it be? If I had to.
Versus if you wanted to. Someplace where it's warm.
If you had to take one class in any school.
I don't know.
I really enjoyed ceramics when I did it. Back in the day. I also, I don't know, I was going to be one of those, what were they called with the short, they did shorthand and... yeah.
Stenographer.
Yeah.
Do they do that anymore?
I don't think that they do like what I was going to do. But school wasn't very good for me. I just didn't care for school, so... But there was no class in school that you wouldn't... Did you have shop class?
Yeah. But it says if you had to take one. That means one you haven't ever had before.
Oh, I guess I've had ceramics.
Well, you can take an advanced ceramics, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. Someplace in Arizona, take a class. How's that? In the winter. I don't care what class it is. It's in Arizona.
Number two, if you were in charge of the cafeteria lunch, what meal would you make for the kids?
So what would you do? Would you make it a healthy one, or would you make it one that you know kids would eat?
Well, the thing is...
I never ate in the cafeteria when I was in school. I mean, I always had a sack lunch.
Yeah, we had sack lunches too. If I think about our grandkids, it would have to be something that our picky eater, Mr. Riker, would like, and Miss Layla would eat everything. So, the only thing those two really like, I guess, what he could say,
what?
Would you fix them every time they're here?
Just a sandwich?
For
pancakes.
They always like his pancakes. They both will eat his pancakes. So you could say you would make them pancakes.
I guess.
I don't know. I would have to just say sandwiches because, you know, both kids like sandwiches. Riker likes, he will eat sandwiches. It is cheese and butter on bread. That's it. Layla will... No, he's older than her, though.
I know.
Layla, on the other hand, she will try anything on her sandwich. In fact, when we had them last time, we made turkey sandwiches. And I pulled out the pickle slicers, the, you know, real thin pickles. And boy, her eyes got really big, and she liked those. And then when she heard that Peepaw might not like pickles, oh my gosh, I thought she was going to... the death look. How dare you not like pickles? He had to then say, only good pickles, right?
Yep.
So number three, if you could do it over and were financially able, would you homeschool your kids?
I don't think so.
Our kids, it depends on what, if you're talking about in today's day and age, it might be, I might more. Back when our kids, no. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling.
No.
There is nothing wrong with homeschooling. But back when our kids, that was 20 plus years ago, they didn't have all the resources like they do now where you get together with other homeschoolers and stuff like that. It was just,
I think homeschooling can be very positive for kids. We have some cousins that did a great job.
Oh, yeah, and all their kids went on to college and everything.
Yeah.
Well, our friends Mike and Shar, their kids all did really well homeschooled.
But I also think there's something to be said about
The
non-educational activities, the sports and the social atmosphere, and you have to be smarter than your kids to teach them anything.
I just know that when our friend Shar was doing it, she was hooked up with other parents that did it so they could do field trips and activities and stuff like that. So, but no, I think that our kids learned that interaction with other kids too. So I'm going to say no. Is that what you're going to say? Okay. Number 4. What is something all kids should learn before they graduate high school?
Finances.
Oh, yeah.
They used to teach it a lot more, and I guess they do in some schools as far as I was going to say balance a checkbook, but who has a checkbook anymore? But you know what I mean. How to keep track of your finances and the value of money and just more everyday financial stuff.
I'd like to say more kindness, more respect.
Oh.
I think that has long gone.
Yep.
So you just, I can remember our kids, well, even when I was growing up, my mom, all she had to do was say, don't make me tell your dad when he gets home. That was enough. And I could sit there and say the same thing with our kids. I could sit there and say, when your dad finds out, when there was fear in those kids over that, did Mr. Jerry ever spank them or anything? No.
But they knew I would.
That's true. That's true. So anyways, number 5, if you could do it over, would you change your major or change your career? If so, what would it be?
That's assuming that you have a career. I mean, nobody ever grows up going, oh, I want to work in a factory for 40 years.
Well, some
like
might.
I did. Well, not usually.
But you did have a career in mind. You were going to school.
I did get my associates in business management, but I made more money in the factory.
Right. My major was
Hummer. Anyways.
Oh, squirrel. Yep, there's a Hummer right in front of our window looking at us. My major was history. But my dream at that time was to be able to travel the world and look things over.
So luckily for me, you like old things.
So I'm going to say no, that I wouldn't change either. So number 6, what was your favorite activity in gym class? None of it. For me, none of it. I didn't like gym.
Oh, dodgeball.
I didn't like gym.
There's 2 activities, dodgeball and they call it Hastings Merger. You wouldn't do that nowadays.
No, that would be.
That was a game where you had to hold the ball against the opposite wall any way you could. And the reason I liked both of them, it was an equalizer, meaning, like in most schools, you had your jocks and all that. But you know what? Some sports kind of even things out if you're good at it. And those were ones that you could level the playing field, so to speak.
Yeah, I didn't care for gym class. I don't remember too much of gym class except for the upper girls that were kind of mean, that stuff. But I don't remember. I mean, I remember dodgeball, but we just didn't have a gym teacher with us girls that made us do too much. It was like, go change your gym clothes and it's gym time, and then get out of your gym clothes. So, let's see, that was number 6.
Yep.
Number 7, if you had to teach one class in elementary school, what would it be? Well, it wouldn't be math, I can tell you that. Probably history for me.
Yeah, either history or geography.
You'd be really good at the math. Well, I mean, because you had to do the long math and all that stuff because you used it, and, you know, so.
Every time you turn around, they have new math.
It is so true. Number 8, if you had to teach for 1 year, would you teach in an elementary school, middle school, high school, or adults?
I would say it would be either elementary or adults, because elementaries, the kids look up to you and respect you, most of them at that point, and adults, they're there because they want to be. You know, if you're taking an adult ed or even in college, the adults are there because they want to learn, not because they have to.
Sometimes they do, but
yeah,
I would probably choose elementary because they're still young enough that I don't know, I don't want to say whimsical, but they're more excited and you can see it in them. I mean, middle school, you know, they're in that rough age. I mean, if you went and raised kids, you know what middle school was like. High school wasn't too bad.
right.
You know, and high school might be okay too, you know, but yeah, I'd go with elementary. Number 9, did any teacher make an impact on your life? Who and why?
No.
No?
No.
I had a teacher called Mr. McKee. He was in accounting, and he was a very good teacher. Well, I had several of them. Mr. Page was in history and stuff. There were certain teachers that just made you want to do better for yourself. And they didn't care if you came from the rich side of town or if you were on the poor side of town. They didn't care one iota. In fact, they kind of leveled the playing field, if you would say, out for that. So that's who I would say. Why? I thought there was a teacher that you really liked.
Well, there's a couple I like, but as far as making an impact on my life, no.
Number 10, what class did you take in school that you find useless because you don't use it in your adult life? It's been a hot minute.
Well, there's a lot of classes you take you don't think you use, like a math or geography, but you kind of do. The only thing that was, to me, was directly obsolete. I took a business machines class, and one of the first things we had to learn was a 10-key adding machine. And how much do we use 10-key adding machines now? Okay, so that was basically useless. And probably typing. I mean, how many people type anymore? I mean, you use a keyboard, so that's...
Yeah, because
it's not the same.
Because I was thinking along that line, because like my shorthand stuff you did, there was a special machine for it, and you had the typewriter, and I can remember being one of the top students that won awards for typing so many words in a minute. You actually had to, there was tests on that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I was up to 55 words a minute, which is slow for a
Yeah, I was right up, but I had to be, you know. But now,
Yeah.
you don't have the typewriters like that. I mean,
You have to explain to somebody what a 10-key adding machine is.
yeah. Oh, we're old. All right. Well, that is our back to school tag questions 1 through 10. It is a cooler, rainy day here in Michigan. It's going to rain all day tomorrow, all day today. So I want to thank again Miss Val for doing this. And please, again, if you found any content in here and you were not a subscriber, please like and subscribe. Help grow my video. I post daily vlogs. And again, look for everybody else down in the description box. And again, thank you to Mr. Jerry, who will be a year older tomorrow on the 12th. So y'all have a great day, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.